Test, test. Test, test. Test, test. Okay, cool. Oh, my AirPod case is low. Okay, let me put that in. Perfect. All right. Let me see. Okay. Test, test. Okay, perfect. We are good. Next. Hi. Okay, so we got Michael, we got Renee, we got Nan, we got Marilyn, who is absent, we got Louise, Leah, Geeti, perfect, and then Barry. Awesome. I know all your names. Amazing. 3 weeks, that's all it takes. Right? Yeah. Is it 4 weeks? There you go. Because we started this and then we did the balloons and the mushrooms. Yes. Okay. So we're on week 4. Okay. So eight hours. It took me 8 hours to learn all your names. No big deal. All right. Let's get started since everyone's here. Oh no, you forgot to bring your birds. Okay. Yes. Okay, perfect. I am recording it. So I am recording it and then I'll be posting it on YouTube so you can bring it home and you can follow it there as well. And if you guys can kind of remember how to start it, like, because I don't have the first half recorded, you can maybe attempt to do it again if you are confident. It wasn't difficult because we're doing the last bird as well. So you can just take that information and then kind of like spread it to the rest of them, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry, Giddy, that you forgot your birds. That's okay. That was me the first couple of weeks. We don't have to tape any of them because we're not working wet on wet. So we only need to tape our pieces if we're working wet on wet. Because we're not, we don't have to tape at all. Okay, so let's see. For the last bird, what color do we want to make the last bird? No, I'm gonna make it like a purplish, brownish purple, like a magenta. Nice. Is that yours? Okay, you finished it? Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Okay, please. But did you do the lines and everything too throughout it? Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, that looks great. Well done. Yes. So I am currently using a number 2. The brushes that I do have are a 2, a 4, an 8, and then a 3/4 flat. Do you, Nan, would you like to like restart the birds maybe? Try. Okay. Okay. You could always attempt to do it again if you wanted to. Yeah. All right. So I am going to wet my brush right now, my number 2 brush. And I'm going to grab my alizarin crimson, which is that nice pink red that we all have, hopefully. So I'm grabbing some of that. And I'm going to add a hint of blue in it just to turn it into like more of a magenta color. So I'm picking up a little bit of my ultramarine blue. That's it. And I am mixing them together until I get like this nice warm magenta color. And then if I remember correctly, we wet the birds first and then dropped everything on the color on. So I'm just gonna wet my bird right here. And then I'm picking up my color and I'm just gonna drop it on. So again, I'm not going to like brush it on, I'm just dropping it on. Ooh, okay, yeah, thank you. There you go. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right. And I'm just gonna keep on dropping paint until I get the depth of color that I want. Thank you. What's your name? I'm Julie. I'm Josie. I'm Barry's girlfriend. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Nice. Restarting it?
You took away my first.
Is this it? Right here? I think these are yours.
I couldn't.
Okay. Well, if you want to restart it, feel free. If you want to continue it, by all means.
You hardly need anything. Right, that's the.
Very nice. Are you using the white of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you, well, because watercolor is so transparent, you're going to have a very difficult time with it. You're gonna have to do layer after layer after layer. It's always gonna look chalky. Yeah. So use some acrylic.
Okay, thank you.
You are very welcome. Ooh, I love that purple. That is gorgeous. Very nice. Yes, I did the whole thing. Yeah, I did the whole thing, absolutely. And then while we wait for that bird to dry, we're going to switch over to the other paintings and we're going to start doing those buildings. We're going to start mixing the color and really going in deep with those buildings, like in a deep color. 3/4 inch. My basics set is a 2, a 4,
Round, right?
yes, an 8, and a 3/4 flat. If I'm going really tiny details, I tend to, so I have like I also have a range of like 00 to 0 to 1 as well, and that's when I'm working in like super small details. So like I do a lot of like feathers because I like to do a lot of ravens and stuff. And so to get into the feathers, I make sure to have like a 00 to like really get into those details. Is it not shaken enough?
No, it's new, so.
Ooh, lovely.
Got it over, but the plastic is still here.
I have some. Nope. There we go. There you go. You're welcome. Yes. I didn't record the first YouTube. Yeah. I didn't record the first class. So the way that I did this was I wet all the birds first and then I dropped in my color.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't remember.
No worries. It was. Yeah. So if you wanted to restart it, you can. What we ended up doing was we ended up drawing all the buildings and then the moon, and then you are going to have to tape this to the desk, and then we wet the entire thing minus the moon. We dropped in dark purple up top and then magenta on the bottom, and then we kind of brushed it so that it became a gradient. You can just focus on the birds if you want to. Okay, so now that we wait for our birds to dry, let's mix up a color to do these dark buildings over here. So I'm going to take my number 8 brush because I like to mix colors with a larger brush because you tend to pick up more paint, and that way you don't have to go in so much back and forth. And then I'm going to grab, so rule of thumb when painting tends to be cold colors fade into the background. So if you're going like distance, if you're standing on the top of the mountain and you look into the landscape, it gets bluer the farther away it gets, right? And then warm colors jump out in front of you. Because I want these buildings to stand out, I'm going to mix an alizarin crimson with the black until I get like almost basically a black with a hint of warmth to it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm taking my alizarin crimson And I'm going to put it over here. Okay, that's a nice amount. Sorry. Alizarin crimson with the black. If you don't have black, a brown and a blue will also work. So you could do it with black. I will do it along with you, Leia, to get like a dark color since you don't have black. Or are you going to borrow black from somebody else? Okay, perfect. So then I'm going to pick up some black. I don't use black too often. It's only if I'm doing like silhouettes kind of thing. Then I'm grabbing my black and I'm going to mix it until it looks like a real nice and dark with a hint of warmth. All right, that's a nice color for me. So you can see how it looks very black, but then if I move it around and it's thin, you can see that it's still like a little bit warm when I move it around and it's thin. Ah. And you know what? I really like this color. So for me personally, I'm just going to drop a little bit into my bird. I just really like this color and I like how it blends in. So I'm just doing a little bit of the birds, just like half and half of the birds. That's my personal. You don't have to if you don't want to. But then yes, we are going to switch to you. I'm going to use what's on my brush in these big fat areas, and then I'm going to switch to a really thin brush when I go in. The back, yes, the black is for the buildings. And we're just going in just with a dry brush. Because our hope is that we're going to go over this so many times that it becomes like fully opaque. I'm sorry? Yes, we're doing the buildings with the dark color. And I did a little bit of my bird too, just because I really like the way that I like the color. Nope. We're just going on with a dry brush. So take your time with this. This is very delicate work because we're trying to get this nice and clean lines. So I'm going around the edges first because that's how I tend to work. Woo. Um, it's more black than purple. Here, let me go around and check colors. Ooh, that's a nice color. Yes, right there. That's a good color. I'd add a little more black even into that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you could go darker if you wanted to, but that's a good color. Nice, going brown. Renee, your balloons turned out really nice. Oh, I love the little eyes and stuff you put on them. That's so cute. You shouldn't be shocked. you you just follow instructions very well. Yeah. Good job. Mhm. If you're adding color, and like your paper becomes wet, you can continue to just drop paint over and over in that area until you get like the depth of color that you're looking for. Because my mix is very wet. I have like a very wet paint mix. So whenever I drop the color on, it's wetting the paper. And because of that, it allows me to just continually drop paint on that area and then darken it up by layer with layer with layer. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. Yes. Yes, they are. Yeah, absolutely. It takes about a week or two to dry properly. Yeah, because I drop a lot of paint. Yeah. But I don't like going right from the wet of the tube because it's such a saturated color that you have like very little control over how much you put on. I've also been known to buy like pans as well, like from Winsor and Newton and stuff. Like what Louise is working with and stuff. How am I getting the darker color? Let's see. I'm just picking up a lot more of it with my brush. So I've mixed a lot more than that. Let me grab my. So I've mixed like a lot more. And then as I pick that up, then my brush is completely saturated. So when I drop it down, it's going to, it like creates like a wet space, but that is fully saturated with color. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Don't be afraid when you're doing these really, really dark spaces to really soak your brush in the paint color, because that is how I'm able to get it really dark really fast. All right, I'm turning mine sideways so that I don't end up dragging my arm through this. Okay, so all of my buildings are wet right now. What I'm going to do is mix up more color. And then while it's still wet, I'm going to just drop it on until it gets like real nice and dark. Nice. That's getting real nice and dark.
More color.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you both will probably need a few layers, and that's okay. Nice, Barry. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I do too. That looks great. This is very cute, Geeta. Geeta, sorry. You're doing a nice job. I'm gonna post the second half.
Okay.
Yes, I'll post this one. I don't have the recording of the first half.
How about the building?
Just this video is all I'm going to be posting. Yes, yeah. But if you're interested in this, I can create another video, like another painting that is very similar, and then you can just like
Yeah, I went in back that home.
absolutely,
The only thing I don't that much time at home and completely for
absolutely.
that day.
But from now on, I think I'm just going to record all these classes and then just throw them online. So for you guys.
And next week, what's going to be like there?
Next week, I think I want to do like fireflies. So you guys can practice
Something new.
lifting. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. So next week what we'll do is we'll like do a total wash of like really bright yellow. And then once that dries, we'll go over top of it with like a dusty color to make it look like it's nighttime. And then we're gonna go in and like lift out little
Yeah,
tiny
that's what I like.
fireflies. So yeah.
And today all is going to be completing to
Yes, yes.
nothing.
Known unless we have time at the end, but I don't know how long this will take us. So this is what we're concentrating on today. Okay.
Maybe I have to leave early, that's why.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're not doing anything else other than
Nothing.
this. No, no,
Okay.
nothing new. So you're good. Yeah, welcome.
And then put together.
Yes,
Yeah. Very good.
absolutely.
I'll show you a gorgeous picture.
Always.
I think it's
Wow, that is beautiful.
unusual to have such dark background.
Yeah.
Watercolor.
Oh, I love it though. It really makes the foreground pop.
So that would probably be many layers.
Yes, yes. So with watercolor too, you can use what is called masking fluid. So it's like it's a clear fluid that you put down. I tend to put it down with a nail or a brush that I'm never going to use again because when it dries into like this rubber plasticky layer over top, which means that no matter how much paint you put on, it's not going to touch that area. And then when you're ready to work on that area, you can with like a rubber gum eraser, you can like peel it off. And then that way, like it's still pristine white. Yeah. You can also do things like if it's completely dry, you can put down the rubber masking over top of all of this color and like the stick that are already colored down and then drop it and it'll protect any of that color from getting yes. But you do risk like pulling it off and then like taking some like a minute amount of the paint with it because it is very porous. So I tend to just use it for like white washes kind of thing if I just want to really leave the foreground white. Maybe if I do like an advanced class, we can do something like that down the line. But for now, we're just gonna stick with beginner stuff. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's a lot of layers. And then the background's definitely wet on wet. The feathers are all dry brushed on. I do enjoy doing birds though. So like I've done toucans before, I've done flamingos before. And then I personally love working with ravens, like that's my own personal practice kind of thing. Those are beautiful. Yeah, in the winter class, I would like to do like a cardinal on like a snowy branch image. Um, yes, but yeah, it is. It could be a hybrid because you could just follow, like you could just dial into this and then follow along. Yeah, yeah, because it's a Zoom class. So, have you ever used Zoom before? Yeah, okay. So like I would just send you an invite and then you would just pop on in kind of thing. The winter class, yeah. And it is in person, but you because I do it this way, you can definitely go on Zoom as well. Well, you could do it for the whole thing. It would just be like I don't sit in front of my computer the whole time, so you'd have to like use the raise hand emoji if you had like a question or something like that, and then I could see it. Yeah. My classes initially started online, and then this worked really well. And I wanted to continue for you guys to be able to see my surface. So then I just brought it inside. Yeah, absolutely. In the winter, especially. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the first Zoom class I think I ever did, I had a bunch of people in Florida in there and stuff, and that was great. It was really nice because their background was a lot of birds chirping and stuff, and I was like, sounds so nice. Nice guys, yes, with the second layer really getting that depth. And if you want this darker too, don't be afraid to go in with like some black over top of it as well. If you want it like really poppy dark. It adds drama to your painting. Very nice, guys. Oh, I like the dry brush look you have going through there. This is beautiful. That's a wet on wet. This, where it's like a hard edge, is a dry brush.
This is like regular.
Yeah. Bringing in your acrylic painting into it. Yeah, it looks a lot nicer with the second coat now. Yes, absolutely.
Tends to be like,
Sorry? Just keep painting. Honestly, just keep painting. Yeah.
also put your pinky down on that.
Yes.
helps.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that.
Absolutely. You can also do like drawing techniques like before to warm up your wrist kind of thing. So like a lot of times if I'm going to be doing like a lot of really detailed work, I'll sit there and I'll take like a blank piece of paper and I'll just draw circles over and over and over again. And I will just cover the entire thing in circles, and it really like helps warm up your hand and gets you connected to like using your like complete arm as an extension kind of thing, because I find your brush strokes come a lot nicer if they come from the shoulder than if they just like come from the wrist kind of thing. Yeah, like so I tend to like drag with my elbow as I draw kind of thing. I'm leading with my elbow usually. Ooh, very nice. I like how you're softening up the edges. Really nicely done. This is only week 4 and already you guys are like starting to get some techniques down. And I love seeing it. Good job, everyone. You guys are doing great. That's okay. I do that all the time.
I went with the black.
Nice. I like it. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from some course I took here.
Amazing. Oh, this is looking really nice.
Coming out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I should add a little more black. What do you think?
You can add a little more black, absolutely. This makes it look like it's like really dusk and it's the beginning of dusk, whereas mine looks like it's the end of dusk. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it depends what you want to go for. But you guys are doing really nice. I think I'm gonna give you guys another like couple of minutes and then we're gonna move on to the birds and we're gonna add in some wires onto the birds because I think all of our birds are dry by now. I'm gonna start adding in some background. Nice. Would you like to put more color there?
The beginning of that.
Okay, so you want it darker. Yes. Okay. Then yes, you will need more color. And we got this by mixing, I think, this blue with this color. And don't be afraid to mix a lot of it. Okay?
What color for the wires?
We're basically going to use black for the wires. Yeah. If you want to make it a little more natural, you can mix black with a little bit of blue to give it like because black is a really man-made color. Like you don't really see a pure black out in nature. It's always got a little bit of color to it. Probably like an ultramarine or a phthalo blue. So this is a brand new one that you did, right? Where you didn't, you just kind of like copied the image that I had.
No, I found something, I think on Pinterest.
Okay,
No, I was away and had an hour.
this is great.
Instead of watching TV, I was following a tutorial.
Oh my gosh, it looks great. Nicely done. I'm so impressed. Like it's so like nice and smooth too. Which you used a really nice amount of water for that when dropping down your colors.
Yeah. This is not so nice.
I kind of like that though, because it looks
Oh.
like it's like the breast of the bird,
Oh,
right? It kind of has like that robin coloring where it's like
Right.
red breasted and then like the brown. I actually really like this one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes the best pieces are like accidents that we created. Okay, so now that I am moving on to my wire, I am going to mix together a little bit of that ultramarine blue, just a little bit of it, with mostly black. Until I get like a kind of like a Payne's gray color, if you will. So we're gonna do the wire now, Barry, on the birds. You're welcome. You can use a black or you can mix a black with a little bit of blue for more of like a natural dark color. And then I'm going to pick it up with my smallest brush. I'm working with a number 2. And if you want, you can also test out, like you can use some scraps to really like play around with the weight of your brush, how much weight you want to put down on it, and like trying to test out how steady you can get your hand. So if I were to like test that out, I'm putting my pinky down to support a lot of my weight so that I can kind of balance. And then I'm pulling with my elbow. So instead of doing it with my wrist, I am pulling with my elbow, and that's going to help create like a nice steady line. So if I pull with my elbow, I can definitely create a much steadier line than if I were to just kind of go sideways. Well, that kind of works too, but that's because I've been doing this for 20 years. But again, this way I'm still pushing with my elbow kind of thing. My wrist is staying perfectly aligned with the rest of my arm. Does that make sense? I did it with the pencil, like I can see it right now where my pencil mark is. I'm also going to, please pardon this, but I'm going to turn my painting sideways so I can pull down. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because like the words sitting on it are going to create weight onto itself. Nice. No, that's perfect. And then if you notice, if I put down the original one, if you notice these lines that are in the background, oops, let me move that a little bit closer. If you notice the lines that are in the background are a lot lighter than the ones that are in the foreground. And I did that purposefully. So when you are doing those lines, nice. When you're doing the lines that the birds aren't sitting on, try and yeah, make them thinner if possible, and put less color on your brushes. And really feel free to like to make it not perfect. You know. Yeah, I'm adding some additional lines to make it look like there's like some depth to this painting. So I'm making sure my brush is drier so that it doesn't do as thick of a line, and I'm picking up only a little bit of paint so that I have like a much thinner line and a much lighter line. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. And then I'm just gonna go in wherever I feel like it really. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm sorry? Thank you. Yes, 20 years of practice does make a difference. And I'm just gonna turn it sideways because I have a lot easier time pulling down than I do have going sideways. So if you put it sideways, the one benefit is that instead of going sideways, this is kind of an unnatural move, right? So moving sideways is kind of unnatural. Whereas if you pull down, we do this motion all the time, and we are able to like keep our hand like a lot more stable, if you will.
They must have missed the word you said. What are those lines?
So these are additional lines, power lines. So the way that I see it is these lines are sitting on a power line, and then like so there's additional power lines or clotheslines. Maybe it's like we're in Italy or something. And there's just additional clotheslines, and we're gonna put some birds on them as well. Yeah, so maybe it's like a power, maybe some of them's clotheslines. What we can do is we can like put clothes on it if we have time, because we have still an hour. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put some clothes on there just to make it a little more interesting. Plus, it adds a little bit of interest. It like draws your eyes around the painting, which I really like too. So then we can also add in some birds if you want. So I'm going to pick up here, and I like the placement of this one. So I'm going to add like a little circle here. So in order to do more birds, I put circles on it, and then I'm just going to do a little line down on one side to make it give it tails. So I just have three. I have 5 circles in the top left, and then 3 circles over to the side. And I'm just going to pick up a little more of that color and just drag down. Nice. I like your red birds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cute. Amazing. I love it. This one's a really good shape. I really like that shape.
Repeat it. So.
Some additional details that we could do is like these ones specifically, the ones that have like a little bit of an indent there, makes it look like they're a little bit sideways. So what we can do is we can pick up a yellow ochre and we can kind of just add in like a beak to the side. And we can add in little feet too. Like right here, can add some feet in. Nice. Very cute. Oh, nice. You found one of those erasers, eh?
I did. Yeah.
Do you like it?
I would love it.
Yeah.
Works very well.
I know. It's like the only one that I really use anymore.
Oh. Basically, the pencils, it's
Oh, okay. I did, yes. And I only added them to the ones that were like looking off to the side because they're a little bit more 3/4 position. If that makes sense. These look great, guys. Nicely done. Do we want to try and like add some hanging laundry to some of them? No? Okay. Fair enough. We can add a little bit of blue in the background if you want. Yeah, if you want to add a little bit of blue in here, what we can do is I'm going to use a number 8 brush, and then you're going to need clean water from this. So you can just add in a little bit of like of the wet color wherever you want. And again, dab on the color. Don't brush it because when you go over these black spots, it'll probably pull some of it. And then you can pick up a nice blue, like I'm using a sienna, like a not cyan, cerulean. There you go. I'm using like a cerulean blue, and you can add in a little bit of color like this. Kind of just drag it through. So just like a hint of colors while I'm using. Feel free to use more if you want. So like I can add some right here with a wet brush. I'm just going in and then I'm going to pull it out, move it around, kind of a little bit willy-nilly. If you want to, I won't. I'm probably just going to leave it a little more hint, like like hints here and there, if that makes sense. That's the coming center, so feel free to grab it. So I don't know if you could see mine, but like it's so faintly blue. And I did that on purpose. I kind of wanted it to be like just a hint of blue, if you will. That's a really nice what you're doing right there with the blue. Beautiful. Yeah. Leia, perfect.
Black is still wet.
Oh no.
Lines are
Okay. Still have like 45 minutes of the class, so you're good. The bow? Yeah, we could definitely talk about the bow for sure. Yep, I can definitely draw a bow for you guys. So if you guys needed help with because Louise brought to my attention that for some reason the video wasn't showing my image when I for the bow like YouTube video that I posted. So what you can do is I believe I did it in red. So I took my alizarin crimson. I'm gonna zoom in. And I just did a really thin bow shape, which is like it's like almost a teardrop, like a sideways teardrop. And then on the other side, I did that too. Like that. Yep. And then I just kind of went down with these two things. Yep. And then what I ended up doing was the top half, I made it thicker, right? To make it look like it's kind of curving, I guess. And then I did like a little circle in the middle to make it look like the knot. Yep, a little thicker right here. And now that my paintbrush doesn't have a whole lot of color in it, I'm gonna go under here and kind of thicken it up here, but this on the bottom is gonna be a lot lighter than on the top. So you can even go in and really darken the top to make it look like it's bending and like looping around. You see how that kind of looks like it's bending, and then like this is like the underside and this is the top side. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I did that down here too. And again, you can go in and really darken that top. And then I darkened here, and then I darkened here and here. And that's basically it. That's how I did that little bow at the bottom of my balloons. Any questions? Oh, thank you. This is my test paper. Does that help, Louise? Okay, perfect. Did you have any other questions regarding the balloons?
Oh, I guess like,
Yeah. If you want, okay, so if you wanted super, super thin lines, I'd probably go with a 00. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Huh. Yeah, like a really thin brush could go too. And then I don't have it with me, but when I was going behind the balloons, I also made the lines kind of like stop and start just to give it like that look like you're seeing through something. Yeah. I don't have it with me. Okay. So I think the birds are done. What we can do now is continue. Oop. We can continue with this guy, by adding, so I will give everyone a little bit of acrylic white, and we can go over that moon to like really round it out. And then we can add little stars as well. You have some acrylic white already? Perfect. Okay. Would you like some acrylic white?
yeah, I'll take some more.
Okay.
Thank you. Although,
Would you like some?
Yes, please.
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Must be true.
There you go. Can I give you some acrylic white?
yeah, thank
Okay.
you very much.
I'll put it right here.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Michael, would you like some acrylic white?
Which kind of like
This is
titanium or opaque?
this is titanium.
Oh, it's the best.
Okay. Would you like some?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
That's the best one. It'll cover everything.
Perfect. All right. Woo. All right. So now I'm going to pick up some of my white. Oh, I forgot to give myself some. And this is now considered a mixed media piece. So I'm just going to go over it. Feel free to turn your paper. I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly, when I'm doing art, switching up my paper position. Probably have to go with a few layers too to really get the coverage that you are looking for if you want it really, really white. My moon is getting slowly thicker and thicker. And then if you guys want to do stars, what I like to do is I like to flip over my paintbrush for the hard edge and dunk it in there and then just start adding dots randomly. Yep, with the blunt edge. Take care. I'll see you next week. I like to cluster them together just to give it more of like a natural, because I don't know about you guys, but I tend to like to make everything like I have to purposefully tell myself not to put everything very evenly spaced because then it starts looking very unnatural.
Look at this one here. And then, oh, just-
Oh, I love the perspective.
But that's your snow, which is like your clouds,
Mm-hmm.
your lines
Yeah,
are going back and forth.
nice. That looks great. I really like all the signage you have going on everywhere.
When you put in a name of a place in itself,
Okay, good to know.
because people can relate exactly.
Thank you. It's great advice, actually. Nice. I feel like there was something else I was going to have you guys do. We could do fruit, absolutely. I do take requests, so nope. We could definitely do a when I do fruit, I tend to like bunch them together. So there's at least like 3, but I'll do a fruit. Okay. And then I really want you guys to do the firefly scene. I really want you guys to do the firefly scene because that'll teach you how to lift things properly. Yeah. Okay, so fruit and fireflies. If there's any other additional, we have 4 classes left, I believe. So if there's any additional subject matter that you guys would like to do, I have 2 more that I can put in there. We can, yeah. It's okay. We can do that for sure. Would you want like a really big close up with like the fur and everything, or Yeah, an animal is a little more advanced. I would say probably birds are a little bit easier. If we're going animal, I'm just gonna put down animal and see what I can come up with. Yeah, let's be like the sleeping cat would be the only thing that would probably sit there. Okay, do we have any questions regarding the pieces that we just did? Do we have anything you'd like to add? Because we still have a half hour. Otherwise, I can just show you guys how I like to do like roses or flowers or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I could show you how I do roses. Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm gonna give you guys like a 5-minute break. So at 11:30 we'll start and we'll do the roses. All right. Oh, I really like how you're putting windows. Yeah, that's really nice. Hi. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some acrylic white, and then we're going to do the moon, and we're gonna do some stars. Sound good? Yeah. Perfect. And to clean off the acrylic, sometimes if especially if it's thick, you can just leave it, let it dry, and then you can peel it off like a puck. Like a sticker almost.
When we come back to our paintings,
Yes.
when do we put the water down and then color, and then another time the color? Is that the difference? The wet on the wet and the dry?
Correct. Yes. So that's the difference between wet on wet and dry. So it depends what effect you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah, but did you want to darken it first? Yeah. Okay, yes. So you'll probably wet this up top and then just drop in some color and then bleed it down. So I would probably wet it up to about here, put your color down, and then drag it down until you get like a nice blend, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, perfect. You can. That's a little bit more in like your own like free time because right now, because I do have this is going to be available on a video kind of thing on the YouTube. I'm going to put it down. So you will have like the walkthrough for the bow. You'll have I'll try and find it and then make notes in the comment section about where at what time you have to go to for each walkthrough. But yes, I will do that as well as you will have do you have any acrylic white at home? Yes. Okay. So then you can just do this at home if you want to. And the strings, because what we're gonna do now, in like a few minutes, I'm gonna walk everybody through some roses, how to do roses. Yeah. But you can, but you've done roses before, so if you would like prefer to do one of these, feel free. I'm just gonna show you guys my very quick way of how I like to do some roses. Yeah. Yeah. I tend to specialize in flower. Like that was what I did. That's how I got good. I was doing flowers over and over again. Okay. So for the next 4 classes, we have fruit. We have that firefly scene I want you guys to do so that you guys understand lifting a little easier. We have an animal, not decided which one we have yet. Maybe even like a cute little mouse in like a field might be cute. And then the last one will be flowers. We'll have flowers too. Yeah, we're gonna do some roses. I'm gonna walk you guys through how I do roses. So I'm just gonna clean out my palette a bit to give me some more room. Dealer's choice. I'm doing it horizontal. So a landscape, if you want to follow step by step. No, we can do dry. I'm not doing a wet on wet. Welcome back, Barry. Welcome back. No worries. You do what you got to do. Yeah, I'm starting up anew for this one. Half works, but you can use whole if you want. So keep in mind that these roses are not going to be like still life roses. These are more this is more of an impressionist version of a rose. Yep, you are good to take those home. Are you happy with them?
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a rose color. I think I'm going to want mine like a really nice red color. Again, roses come in all kinds of different colors. It could be an orange. It could be, they even have blue. I mean, they're dyed, but they have all kinds of different colors. So I'm going to mix a cadmium red with an alizarin crimson. So that like fire engine, really bright red with my alizarin crimson until I get like a really nice, I always put it like as like a pinup lipstick color. Like a lip color you'd wear in like the 50s. Well, what color is it? Let me see. Depends what kind of red.
Gray with number 2. With number 5.
Okay. This red?
I have that red.
That's a nice red too. You could still use that. Yeah. But you can mix those two together for sure.
A lot more red, yeah.
Yeah, that's my color.
Actually, it is like orange.
That's a nice amount of color you have there. Like this is probably what I would be putting in all of mine. Yes, nice guys. Color you are really nice and happy with. This is the color that I'm choosing to do. I like that though. That's a nice color. Yeah, this is the color that I have.
Yours is more cherry than.
Yes. But like feel free to have it whatever color you want. And now you can, I'm going to work really big so that you guys can see it well. So I always start out making like almost like an overlapping triangle. So what I mean by that is kind of something like that. So my lines like extend. If you want, I'm working really big. So if you want to work big too, that's teeny to me. Well, that's because it's the center of the rose. It's the very, very center. It might be, or I might do some overlapping ones, but right now we're just focusing on the one rose. If you want it huge, feel free. And then from there, because the trick is to make it a little more messy, because when you think of a rose, all the petals kind of overlap each other, right? So they come to these parts where you have a flat edge and then like an edge coming into it. Does that make sense? Kind of thing. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to go over like that. Then I'm going to go over like that. And I'm just going to keep on layering out and out and out. And eventually like you can start doing like a little bit here, a little bit there, some of this there. Just keep on doing it until you because there's a technique to this, and they're all kind of just, let me go in closer so you guys can like really see. So everywhere where there is an end, I'm gonna go in and put another petal coming out of that. So here there's like two, so I'm gonna go like that. And they're never gonna look the same, right? So they don't have to look perfect, so long as it ends up being in like a circular shape. So right here, I have two ending, right? You see that right here that are almost like touching. So then over top, I'm going to put one right there. Ooh, that looks really bad. So then I'm going to round it out a little bit more. And you can change the thicknesses too to make it a little more interesting. And then once you start getting out to the edges, then your petals are going to start bending outwards. So then you start adding in thicker shapes, and you want them to look a little more curved, if you will. And we'll do this a few more times, so don't worry. The nice thing about flowers is that flowers are never absolutely perfect. Does that look like a rose to you guys? Ish? Like more of an impressionist of it? Oh, that looks great.
Really?
Yes, that looks so good. Yes,
I'm shopping.
exactly.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, these look good. Nice. Okay. So I would just add in just so I'd bring in some of my lines like closer. So do you mind if I touch?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So then I would just keep on adding more in between because yours are too far apart. So see how if you add them in between, it starts.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
okay, fine.
Yep. So just right there. Absolutely. Yes. That's all you need is you just need them. You need them like really bunched up together, almost touching. Nice. That looks really nice. You're getting there. This actually looks so good. Yeah. I think you just need to bring your lines closer. See how mine like see how they like really touch? They're really close together. So then if you just bring out like some triangles, you have some roses. And there's a few different ways to start like the center of the rose, but the trick is if you're doing more of like an impressionist flower like this, that you have lines that meet kind of like in the middle and they're really messy. See how like yeah, this it's very messy how you're gonna do this. And they change every single time. And by just picking up less color, you can like completely change the color of your rose. I think the trick to this, it's hard to describe how I'm doing this, but the trick is that I'm doing a lot of overlapping marks over and over again until I get a shape and a consistency that I like. Does anyone have any questions? Next week, we're either doing fireflies or we're doing fruit. It really depends on what I feel like doing. But fireflies or fruit. Nice. That one looks great. Ooh, very nice. This one, is this the first one you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is more what you were saying.
But this one is also has a really lot of potential. Ooh, very nice. Yes. Yeah, you get it. You got it. Ooh, yes. Amazing, guys. Oh, Leia, I love how like condensed your flowers are. Like they're not open, but you can still see that they're beautiful roses. And I love that. Nice. Okay, so again, you just need to go in and make them closer together. See how all of mine touch? See how they're all like touching each other basically? Yeah, yeah. Isn't it funny how you can like make a mess and it turns out to be a flower? Does Sayers offer like a 65 plus discount? No. Okay.
No, but I think, when you're taking apart.
If you're part of like an artist community too, you also. So I wonder if the Cummings Center would be considered like a like your Cummings membership would be considered like a community, like an art community organization. Yeah, I'd go in there and show them. Do you get like a card for becoming a Cummings member center? Oh, okay, perfect. This in itself is such like a relaxing exercise. Sometimes I just go about just doing this, like just filling up a paper with leaves and flowers. And see how if I space out the petals a little bit more, it looks like the flower's more open. You're very welcome. Yep, I'll send you the link. No problem. Take care. Yeah, he works in acrylic, so he's trying something new. Oh, my pleasure. I'll see you next week.
What do you think to make it all the way again with zero? Then put a weight on top?
You can, yeah, you could like on the back, you could spritz down the back a little bit, just lightly, and then just like hold it, like put it flat. Yeah, for sure. Yep, you could do that too. That's why a lot of watercolor artwork is framed, because it like the frame itself holds, or the, yes, I know, or you can mat it too. No, we're gonna be just working with watercolor paper. Yeah, because canvases don't hold watercolor art paintings or paint, sorry. It's meditative just doing flowers over and over again, eh? Yeah. Oh, my pleasure. And you as well. Thank you. And I will send you guys out the link to this YouTube video. My pleasure. Bye. Whew. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I think today is the class, right? So
Yeah.
I'll send you.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I like these little yogurt containers. Whew. I will see you next week, Michael.
Next week, we got to work.
Okay. Okay. So I'll send you the YouTube link then.
Just bring it to me.
Absolutely. Take care. Leia, I'm going to stop. You're welcome.